Hello, I'm Peter Laws, and I have some important news for you. This channel is getting a completely new name and a brand new dedicated audio podcast feed. So if you like your shivers to go, you can listen to these scary true cases while you're walking through the woods in the dead of night. The link for the audio version of the show is below, so I'd love it if you'd help get that going by following or subscribing to the podcast. So why the name change? Well, I created this channel last December, and it was initially linked to an audio podcast I'd been making with an American company. That show is called Frightful. However, since I started this YouTube channel, I have been blown away by the comments and responses from people who are really enjoying these cases being presented in video form. I'm really enjoying this format too. So I've now actually left the audio show Frightful so that I can set my own pace. This means I can concentrate on this YouTube channel as well as my own matching audio podcast. So from now on, this channel and its sister podcast is called Into the Fog. For me, Into the Fog perfectly sums up what this channel is for. I want you and I to regularly and purposefully wander into areas of mystery, where things might not make sense, where events could challenge our sense of reality and maybe even make us nervous about what could lurk in the shadows. From haunted houses and ghosts to aliens, possessions, cryptids, and other scary mysteries, Into the Fog is about stepping into the unknown and the creepy. But I also chose this name because it represents my approach. This is not a skeptic channel. I respect them, but I'm not here on a mission to prove that there is no such thing as paranormal phenomenon. But nor is this a total believer channel either. I respect them as well, but I'm not here to insist that the supernatural is beyond doubt. Maybe there are many things that have a natural explanation. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't feel we always have to make a 100% decision on these things either way, and many of us couldn't even do that if we tried. So that's why I'm actually dropping the word Rev from the channel name too. Yes, I'm an ordained church reverend, which can sometimes make people assume that I'm here to condemn this topic or to push a certain view on the subject. Some viewers think that if it says Rev, then I have to be very hard line on these topics, calling out and challenging different perspectives so that I can put mine out there. But I'm sorry, my brain doesn't really work like that. Besides, while I still do some church work here and there, these days I do spend most of my time writing, podcasting, and now YouTube videos on creepy stuff, so I have dropped the Rev to save confusion. You see, my goal with this channel is not to tell you what to think, but rather, it is to simply take your hand and guide you into the dark and mist-shrouded corners of the world, to tell you the genuine claims of eyewitnesses, to present the unsettling evidence, and to try and convey how frightening and astonishing some of these experiences can be. But while we wander through that mist, I will allow you to make up your own mind. In the end, you might not be fully sure what you think about a case. I might not be sure what to think about it, which can be unsettling and disorientating, but hey, that's what it's like when we walk into the fog. And we walk together. Please do continue sharing your theories or criticisms of the cases or your support of them, and continue sharing your own stories of encounters. I may well share some of those stories in future episodes. I encourage you to read those comments because they show that this spooky stuff isn't just happening out there, but among the community who gather around these stories on this channel. And I've been thrilled to see how that community is growing. I posted the first video on December 2023. It was on a wild 1974 haunting case. You can catch that two-parter at the link. I posted the video on December the 11th. On December the 12th, I had 1 subscriber. Woo! Frankly, that was probably me because I do have another account. A week later, I had 33 subscribers. 3 months later, on March the 1st, 2024, I had 287, and I thought, hey, maybe it's time to start ramping things up a bit. So I decided to post weekly videos, which is hard work when you've got other stuff on, which I still do, but, I went for it. I even did 3 in 1 week that month, which was a little bit crazy, but by April the 1st, I was up to 627 subscribers. Now, I know in YouTube world that doesn't sound like a lot, but actually that is a lot of people when you think about it. Imagine 627 individual human beings standing outside your house right now. Bit of a scary image, but that is a lot of folks. So imagine how it felt when 1 month later, on May the 1st, 2024, I had leapt up to 10,895 subscribers. Now, 2 months later in July, I'm just about to hit 32,000. That's an entire zombie horde in your street, and it's great. I don't just share these numbers to show off. Well, okay, maybe a little bit, but I do it to remind you of something. That if you watch the Into the Fog channel, or if you listen to the show via podcast, you may get creeped out or even full on scared. But remember, there are a lot of people getting scared with you. In other words, we don't walk in the fog alone. So thank you for everybody who has watched, liked, put a super thanks in, commented and subscribed. And if you haven't yet, you'd be very welcome to join the horde in the fog by subscribing. But for now, I need to get back to making the next video, which by the way is a spine-chilling and thought-provoking haunted house case from the late 2000s, one that hasn't been covered much, but is really worth your time. That should be out within the next week. And bear with me as I navigate the changes and the extra work that these things involve. After all, I get some lovely comments saying, "Peter, thanks for these great videos. Please pass on your thanks to your team." And I'm like, oh, the team is me. And my iPhone and my computer where I write, record, edit, sound design, everything. But I really enjoy it, and I'm appreciative that I get to do it. So, thank you for listening. And please consider following the Into the Fog audio podcast if you want these stories on the go. I'll be back very soon with a hand outstretched to guide you into the darkness, into the mystery, into the weird and the scary and unknown, into the fog.